There is gonna be fear, there is gonna be things you are afraid of, and I just want to make it very simple. Turn your fears into dua. Turn your anxieties into dua, meaning I am scared of something, I am terrified that XYZ is gonna happen. Everyone has fears right now. How do we typically deal with fear? What we typically do with fear, we feed it. How do we feed fear? By just thinking about it. All these scenarios come right, but I'm afraid of something happening to someone I love. What I do is I think of all the different possible ways that something is gonna happen to someone I love. I think of this scenario and that scenario. All I have done is I am feeding the fear. I haven't actually solved anything. Instead of feeding fear, turn into dua. That thing that you are afraid of, make dua about it. Simple as that. Immediately stop it, stop the thought, and then turn the focus, that feeling of fear and anxiety, into making dua. Ask Allah for protection, and then after you have done that, put your trust on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I am giving it to Allah, and don't keep feeding the fear. And this is something I emphasize a lot. I will emphasize again. What you focus on grows. So whatever you focus on in your life is going to actually start to grow, and when it grows, it start to become bigger. It also starts to surround you. When Musa alayhi salam standing in front of the Red Sea, right, and he has an army behind him, he has got a very serious problem. He has got a giant body of water in front of him, and he has got an army behind him. He looks trapped. But what was his focal point on that moment? Allah. Do you see the difference? It's not that he was in denial of his reality. His reality was that he has got an army behind him and he has got a Red Sea in front of him. But his focus was not on the Red Sea. His focus was not on the army behind him. He, in fact, you see the contrast between him and Bani Israel, because Bani Israel was focused on the army. They fell into despair, and the reason they fell into despair, it was because of their focus. It makes sense. Inna lamudrakun. They said, and what Musa alayhi salam says, you see like a complete contrast. Qala kalla inna ma'iya rabbi sayahdin. He said no, and kalla in Arabic is very emphatic. No way, absolutely not. It's all of that in just one word. Kalla inna ma'i rabbi sayahdin. Indeed, my Lord is with me and he will guide me through. Musa alayhi salam wasn't looking at the problem. He was aware of problem. He was not in denial. He was aware of the problem, but his focus wasn't the problem. His focus was Allah. Do you see the difference? His focus was Allah, and he said, Inna ma'i rabbi sayahdin. Indeed, my Lord is with me and he will guide me through this. He will get me through this. So no matter how dark it gets outside, or no matter how much we feel like things are closing in on us, if our focal point is Allah, and then we don't feel despair. Do you see the difference? It's because you know, just like Musa alayhi salam knew that Allah was with him, and if Allah is with you, it means what He will get you through. And that was the yaqeen and tawakkul and the trust of Musa alayhi salam. But believe me, it cannot happen unless you have the right focus.